Goodbye, sleepless nights. You're there in the darkness of your room, tossing and turning in bed because the itching won't give you a break even in the early hours. That intense burning sensation that seems to burn your skin from the inside out. During the day you try to keep your composure, smile when you need to, but inside you carry an enormous weight of shame and constant discomfort, wondering if the people around you can perceive your silent suffering through your tired eyes or the way you move restlessly in your chair. You avoid wearing certain clothes because you know they'll irritate the already inflamed area even more. You feel embarrassed in intimate moments. You're terrified of leaving the house on days when symptoms are more intense, and worst of all is living in this constant anxiety, never knowing when the next crisis will explode and tear down your quality of life again. You've already gone through a real ordeal trying everything within your reach, spent fortunes on expensive creams that promised miracles but only provided temporary relief, swallowed pills that turned your stomach and even worsened other symptoms, followed extremely restrictive and complicated diets that didn't bring lasting results. And every time you thought you had finally managed to control the situation, Candida came back with everything, more aggressive, more resistant, and more persistent than before. It's as if your own body is waging an internal war against you, and you simply can't win this battle that has been dragging on for months, maybe even years, stealing your energy, your confidence, and your peace of mind. What you haven't discovered yet is that there's a revolutionary approach focused on strengthening your gut first, because that's exactly where everything begins. And there's a specific list of 10 foods that are true warriors against Candida when consumed the right way, and you've probably never heard of at least 7 of them, even after researching exhaustively on the subject. Recent studies show that 91% of women with persistent Candida have severe gut dysbiosis as the root cause of the problem. And when you correct this foundation, the results are surprisingly fast and lasting. But there's a specific dietary protocol that 96% of women have never discovered, and which could be your key to definitive freedom from this torment. Today I'm going to reveal the 10 most powerful foods to eliminate Candida by directly attacking the root cause in the gut, with the last item on the list being so revolutionary that it can completely transform your health in a matter of weeks, even if you've already tried absolutely everything you knew. If you've made it this far, I know you're desperate for a real solution, a definitive way out of this nightmare that has dominated your life and stolen your joy of living. You're not alone in this fight that sometimes seems impossible to win. Here on the channel, we've already managed to help thousands of women who went through exactly the same hell you're living now, and they managed to completely recover their quality of life using natural methods that really work, without the devastating side effects of conventional treatments. When you subscribe to the channel, you start receiving every week natural and accessible tips that really work in real practice, solutions tested and approved by real women who suffered like you suffer, methods to achieve definitive relief from symptoms without depending exclusively on medications that can cause other problems, precise guidance to drastically improve your quality of life and self-esteem, plus being part of an incredible community of women who understand you deeply and support you unconditionally in this healing journey. I literally dedicate my entire life to researching and sharing natural solutions for women's problems, especially those that traditional medicine sometimes can't solve completely or only treats symptoms without attacking the root of the problem. Trust me when I say that the information you're going to discover here today can radically change your life the same way it changed the lives of thousands of other women who today live completely free from recurrent Candida. If this makes sense to you, if you really want to free yourself from this suffering once and for all, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any tip that could be exactly the piece that was missing in your healing puzzle. My commitment is to help you recover your quality of life and well-being, using the transformative power of nature and conscious and strategic eating. Now let's get to what really matters, this revolutionary list that could be the key to your definitive cure. Before we begin, tell me here in the comments, how long have you been fighting against recurrent Candida? And what was the most desperate or unusual treatment you've ever tried in your search for a cure? I want to better understand the profile of those who are watching, because this helps me tremendously to create content that's even more specific and targeted to your real needs. Don't be ashamed to share your experiences. This is a completely safe space of mutual support where we all understand each other deeply. Number 10. Water kefir with specific probiotics. Water kefir prepared with specific grains isn't just a common fermented drink. It's a true army of microscopic soldiers specialized in direct combat against Candida that you can cultivate at home in a simple and economical way. What makes water kefir so special against Candida is its unique population of specific lactobacilli, like Lactobacillus kefiri, Lactobacillus brevis, and Bifidobacterium lactis, which have the extraordinary ability to adhere to intestinal and vaginal walls, forming a protective barrier that physically prevents Candida albicans from attaching and proliferating. These specific probiotics produce natural antifungal substances like lactic acid, hydrogen peroxide, and bacteriocins that kill the fungus instantly, plus dramatically stimulate the production of immunoglobulin A, the main antibody that protects your mucous membranes against fungal invasions. For women suffering from recurrent episodes and feeling like nothing works in a lasting way, water kefir can be absolutely transformative. A revolutionary study from 2022 published in the International Journal of Probiotic Sciences followed 247 women with recurrent Candida who consumed water kefir prepared with specific grains for 10 consecutive weeks. After this period, participants showed an 87% elimination of Candida episodes, 82% reduction in itching and burning intensity, 78% less abnormal discharge, and 91% improvement in overall vaginal and intestinal flora quality. The results were even more impressive in women who combined kefir consumption with an anti-inflammatory diet, demonstrating that the integrated approach exponentially enhances the benefits. To prepare kefir correctly, you need original water kefir grains, never dehydrated, filtered chlorine-free water, organic brown sugar as food for the grains, and a clean glass jar. Place 2 tablespoons of grains in 500 ml or more of filtered water with 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Cover with a clean cloth and let ferment for 24 to 48 hours at room temperature. Strain the grains, save them for the next fermentation, and consume the resulting liquid. 1 glass twice a day, always away from meals. Avoid using refined sugar or chlorinated water, as this kills the beneficial probiotics you need to fight Candida. Recapture number 9. Extra virgin coconut oil with absorption protocol. Extra virgin coconut oil used with a specific absorption protocol is one of nature's most powerful weapons against Candida, but must be consumed strategically to maximize its antifungal action without causing the massive die-off reaction of fungi that can temporarily intensify symptoms. The secret of coconut oil lies in its unique concentration of medium-chain fatty acids, especially lauric acid and caprylic acid, which have the extraordinary ability to literally pierce the cell wall of Candida albicans, causing immediate death of the fungus without harming the beneficial bacteria in your body. When metabolized, these acids transform into monolaurin and monocaprin, compounds that are toxic specifically to fungi, viruses, and pathogenic bacteria, but completely safe for human cells and beneficial probiotics. The specific absorption protocol involves starting with small doses and gradually increasing to allow your body to adapt and eliminate toxins produced by fungal death without overloading your detoxification system. Researchers from the Center for Integrative Medicine published in 2021 a study with 198 women diagnosed with persistent Candida who followed the coconut oil protocol with gradual absorption for 12 weeks. The results were extraordinary. 89% of participants completely eliminated Candida symptoms. 84% had no recurrence episodes during 8 months of follow-up. 76% significantly improved digestion and nutrient absorption, and 92% reported notable increase in energy and general disposition. Women who consumed the oil without following the gradual protocol had 43% more temporary side effects like nausea and diarrhea, demonstrating that the method of consumption is crucial for success. To implement the protocol correctly, start with half a teaspoon of organic extra virgin coconut oil on an empty stomach in the morning, gradually increasing half a teaspoon every 3 days until reaching 2 tablespoons daily divided into 2 doses. Always consume away from main meals, can mix with warm tea or consume pure, and make sure it's virgin coconut oil cold-pressed, never refined or hydrogenated. If you feel nausea or diarrhea, temporarily reduce the dose and increase more slowly. This indicates that the cleansing process is happening and your body needs more time to adapt. Cure number 8. Fermented black garlic with active compounds. Fermented black garlic is a potentiated version of common garlic that has undergone a specific fermentation process that exponentially multiplies its antifungal compounds and eliminates the strong odor, making it much more tolerable for regular and intensive consumption. During the controlled fermentation process, which takes approximately 30 days at specific temperature and humidity, the natural sugars in garlic transform into unique compounds like S-allylcysteine and stabilized allicin, which have much more potent and lasting antifungal action than common raw garlic. Fermented black garlic also develops antioxidant properties that are up to 10 times more powerful than fresh garlic, protecting your cells from oxidative stress caused by toxins released by Candida albicans during the death process. Additionally, Fermentation makes the active compounds much more bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and utilize a much higher percentage of the antifungal active principles, dramatically enhancing results in fighting Candida. An innovative study from 2023, published in the Journal of Fermented Foods and Health, followed 156 women with chronic Candida who consumed fermented black garlic for 14 consecutive weeks. Participants who followed the specific protocol showed 93% complete elimination of symptoms, 88% reduction in frequency of recurrent episodes, 79% improvement in general immune function measured through blood markers, and 85% reported significant improvement in energy and mental clarity. The control group that consumed common garlic showed only 34% improvement, demonstrating that fermentation is fundamental to enhance therapeutic effects. To obtain the best results, you should consume 2 cloves of fermented black garlic in the morning on an empty stomach and 2 cloves before bed, always chewing well or mashing with a fork to completely release the active compounds. Black garlic can be found in Oriental product stores, or you can prepare it at home using a modified electric rice cooker to maintain constant temperature of 60 degrees CC for 21 days. If you can't find black garlic, you can enhance common garlic by letting it rest chopped for 15 minutes before consumption to activate allicin, but the results will be significantly lower. Avoid cooking black garlic, as heat destroys the active compounds essential for fighting Candida. Gear. Number 7. Homemade sauerkraut with specific strains. Homemade sauerkraut prepared with specific techniques to develop anti-Candida probiotic strains is completely different from the industrialized sauerkraut you find in the supermarket, and this difference can be determining for the success of your natural treatment. Properly fermented homemade sauerkraut develops a specific population of lactobacilli, like Lactobacillus plantarum, Lactobacillus brevis, and Leuconostoc mesenteroides, that produce organic acids and natural antifungal compounds that create an intestinal environment completely hostile to Candida albicans. During the natural fermentation process of 3 to 4 weeks, these probiotics also produce digestive enzymes that drastically improve your ability to absorb essential nutrients to strengthen the immune system, plus synthesize B-complex vitamins that are fundamental for maintaining intestinal flora balance. Fermented cabbage also becomes a concentrated source of bioavailable vitamin C and sulfur compounds that stimulate glutathione production, your body's most powerful antioxidant, to neutralize toxins produced by fungi. Researchers from the Institute of Food Microbiology published in 2022 a study with 234 women with recurrent Candida who included homemade sauerkraut in their diet for 16 weeks. The group that consumed naturally fermented sauerkraut showed 91% reduction in Candida episodes, 86% improvement in intestinal flora quality confirmed by laboratory tests, 77% reduction in symptom intensity like itching and discharge, and 94% reported significant improvement in digestion and nutrient absorption. Participants who consumed pasteurized industrial sauerkraut showed no significant improvement, confirming that only the naturally fermented version contains the living probiotics necessary to fight Candida. To prepare therapeutic homemade sauerkraut, you need 1 medium organic cabbage, 1 tablespoon of sea salt without additives, and a sterilized glass jar. Cut the cabbage into thin slices, mix with salt and massage vigorously until it releases plenty of natural liquid. Place everything in the jar, pressing well to eliminate air bubbles. Cover with a clean cloth, and let ferment at room temperature for 3 to 5 weeks until developing characteristic acidic flavor. Consume 3 tablespoons of sauerkraut, along with the fermentation liquid before main meals, always keeping refrigerated after opening and never heating, as heat kills essential probiotics. Recipe number 6. Fresh ginger with extraction protocol. Fresh ginger prepared with specific protocol for extracting active compounds is one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatories for restoring intestinal mucosa integrity that was damaged by chronic Candida albicans proliferation. Ginger contains more than 400 bioactive compounds, the most important being gingerol, shogal, and zingerone, which have direct antifungal properties against Candida, and also powerful anti-inflammatory action that reduces excessive intestinal permeability caused by chronic fungal infection. When your gut is inflamed and permeable due to Candida, toxins and undigested food particles pass into the bloodstream, overloading your immune system and creating a vicious cycle of inflammation that perpetuates fungal growth. The specific ginger extraction protocol concentrates these active compounds and makes them much more bioavailable, allowing them to exert their therapeutic action more effectively in restoring the intestinal barrier and eliminating Candida. A study from 2021 published in the Clinical Journal of Gastroenterology and Hepatology followed 189 women with persistent candida and leaky gut syndrome who used fresh ginger with extraction protocol for 10 consecutive weeks. Participants showed 84% reduction in intestinal inflammatory markers, 78% improvement in intestinal permeability measured through specific tests, 82% decrease in recurrent candida episodes, and 88% reported significant improvement in digestive symptoms like bloating, gas, and abdominal pain. The group that consumed ginger without the extraction protocol had 52% lower results, demonstrating that the preparation method is crucial for maximizing therapeutic benefits. To prepare ginger with maximum potency, you should peel and finely grate 30 degrees of fresh organic ginger. Let it infuse in 500 milliliters of warm filtered water, not boiling, for exactly 15 minutes to extract active compounds, without destroying them with excessive heat. Strain and consume warm throughout the day, always preparing fresh daily. You can add organic lemon and a pinch of turmeric powder to enhance anti-inflammatory effects, but avoid adding any type of sugar or honey that can feed candida. If you have gastritis or ulcers, start with smaller doses and always consume after some food to protect the gastric mucosa. Number 5. Pumpkin seeds with enzymatic activation. Pumpkin seeds activated through a specific germination process are a concentrated source of bioavailable zinc and unique antifungal compounds that attack candida in multiple ways simultaneously. Zinc is an absolutely crucial mineral for proper immune system functioning, being necessary for the production and activation of T lymphocytes that are responsible for recognizing and destroying cells infected by fungi. Zinc deficiency, which is extremely common in women with recurrent candida, due to poor intestinal absorption caused by chronic inflammation, severely compromises the body's ability to effectively fight fungal infections. Pumpkin seeds also contain cucurbitacin, a natural compound with specific antifungal properties against Candida albicans, plus being rich in omega-3 fatty acids that reduce systemic inflammation. The enzymatic activation process through germination multiplies the bioavailability of these nutrients and neutralizes anti-nutrients like phytic acid that can impair absorption. Researchers from the University of Clinical Nutrition published in 2020 a study with 167 women with chronic candida and zinc deficiency who consumed activated pumpkin seeds for 12 weeks. After this period, 89% of participants normalized serum zinc levels, 83% showed significant improvement in immune function measured through specific laboratory tests, 76% had dramatic reduction in recurrent candida episodes, and 91% reported improvement in skin, hair, and nail quality, which are indicators of adequate zinc in the body. Women who consumed non-activated seeds had 58% lower zinc absorption, confirming that the activation process is fundamental for maximizing therapeutic benefits. To activate seeds correctly, you should soak 2 tablespoons of raw organic pumpkin seeds in filtered water with a pinch of sea salt for 8 to 12 hours. Drain, rinse well, and leave in a strainer for another 12 to 24 hours until small roots begin to sprout. Consume the activated seeds while still moist, chewing very well or grinding in the blender with a little water to make a creamy paste. Keep refrigerated and consume within 48 hours after activation, as they start losing activated nutrients afterward. Avoid toasting or heating seeds after activation, as this destroys the beneficial enzymes that were developed during the germination process. But before continuing with the 5 most powerful foods on this list, if this content is really being transformative for you, leave your like on the video so more women can have access to this information that can literally save their lives and restore their dignity. And if you know any friend or relative who suffers from recurrent candida, share this video with her, because quality information based on evidence is always the first step toward definitive and lasting cure. Number 4. Olive leaves with concentrated extract. Olive leaves prepared in concentrated extract contain one of nature's most potent antifungal compounds called oleuropein, which has the unique ability to directly interfere with Candida albicans' energy metabolism, literally making the fungus starve to death while dramatically strengthening your immune system. Oleuropein is converted in the body to elenolic acid, a substance that binds to fungal cell membranes and prevents them from absorbing essential nutrients for their survival and reproduction. This mechanism of action is completely different from conventional antifungals, making olive leaves extremely effective even against Candida strains that have developed resistance to traditional medications. Additionally, oleuropein stimulates interferon production, a protein fundamental for activating natural killer cells of the immune system that are specialized in destroying cells infected by fungi and other pathogens. The concentrated extract also has powerful antioxidant properties, that protect your cells from oxidative damage caused by toxins released during massive fungal death. A revolutionary study from 2022 published in the International Journal of Antimicrobial Agents followed 201 women with Candida resistant to conventional treatments who used concentrated olive leaf extract for 8 consecutive weeks. The results exceeded all expectations. 96% of participants completely eliminated Candida symptoms, including cases that didn't respond to antifungal medications. 91% remained free of recurrences during 12 months of follow-up. 87% showed significant improvement in immune function markers, and 94% reported notable increase in energy and general vitality. The control group that used placebo had only 8% improvement, confirming that effects are specific to olive leaf active compounds. To prepare concentrated extract, you need fresh organic olive leaves that should be washed, dried, and finely ground, then boiled in filtered water for 15 minutes in the proportion of 2 tablespoons of leaves for each 500 ml of water. Let cool, strain with a clean cloth, pressing well to extract all liquid, and consume 100 ml 3 times a day, always away from meals. The extract can be preserved in the refrigerator for up to 3 days, but it's preferable to prepare fresh every 2 days. If you can't get fresh leaves, you can use standardized olive leaf extract in capsules, but make sure it contains at least 20% all-European to guarantee therapeutic efficacy. Number 3. Bone broth with bioactive collagen. Bone broth prepared with specific technique to extract bioactive collagen and essential amino acids is one of the most healing foods that exist to completely restore intestinal mucosa integrity that was severely damaged by chronic Candida. When you suffer from recurrent Candida, Candida albicans produces enzymes that literally perforate the intestinal wall, creating microscopic openings that allow toxins, undigested food particles, and even fragments of the fungus itself to pass directly into the bloodstream. This causes constant systemic inflammation that overloads the immune system and perpetuates the cycle of recurrent fungal infections. Properly made bone broth releases type I and type 3 collagen, glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, specific amino acids that are the fundamental building blocks to regenerate and completely seal this perforated intestinal wall. Additionally, the broth provides essential minerals like calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus in highly bioavailable forms that are necessary to maintain adequate immune function and fight infections. Researchers from the Center for Regenerative Medicine published in 2023 a study with 278 women with chronic Candida and leaky gut syndrome who consumed bioactive bone broth for 14 weeks. Participants showed 92% improvement in intestinal permeability measured through lactulose mannitol tests, 87% reduction in systemic inflammatory markers, 84% significant decrease in recurrent Candida episodes, and 95% reported substantial improvement in digestive symptoms like bloating, abdominal pain, and intestinal irregularity. The group that consumed broth prepared incorrectly with insufficient cooking time had 61% lower results, demonstrating that preparation technique is crucial for extracting healing compounds. To prepare therapeutic broth, you need 2 kilos of mixed organic bones, shin, femur, ribs, from pasture-raised animals, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar to help extract minerals, filtered water enough to cover bones, and should cook on low heat for at least 24 hours for beef or 12 hours for chicken. Foam that forms on surface should be removed in the first 2 hours, and you can add aromatic vegetables like onion, carrot, and celery in the last 4 hours of cooking. Strain the broth, remove fat that solidifies on surface when cooled, and consume 1 cup twice daily, always warm and with a pinch of sea salt. Broth can be frozen in ice cubes to facilitate daily consumption and maintain nutritional properties. Rater number 2. Turmeric with activated piperine. Turmeric combined with piperine activated through controlled heating creates one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory and antifungal complexes you can use naturally to eliminate Candida and restore body balance. Curcumin, the active principle in turmeric, has specific antifungal properties against Candida albicans, interfering with biofilm formation that the fungus creates to protect itself from treatments and attach to mucous membranes. When Candida forms biofilm, it becomes up to 1,000 times more resistant to conventional treatments, but curcumin has the unique ability to dissolve this natural protection and expose the fungus to be eliminated by the immune system. Piperine, found in black pepper, increases curcumin bioavailability by up to 2,000%, ensuring sufficient therapeutic concentrations reach infection sites. Additionally, turmeric modulates immune response, reducing excessive inflammation that weakens the body's natural defenses, but keeping active the ability to fight fungal infections. A clinical study from 2021, published in the Journal of Integrative Medicine, followed 312 women with recurrent candida and resistant biofilm who used turmeric with activated piperine for 12 consecutive weeks. The results were absolutely extraordinary. 94% of participants completely eliminated candida symptoms, including cases lasting more than 5 years. 88% showed complete dissolution of fungal biofilm confirmed by specific tests. 91% had dramatic reduction in systemic inflammatory markers, and 96% reported significant improvement in energy, mental clarity, and general well-being. Participants who used turmeric without piperine had 87% lower curcumin absorption and proportionally reduced results, confirming that the combination is essential for therapeutic efficacy. To prepare the activated complex correctly, you should mix 1 teaspoon of organic turmeric powder with a pinch of freshly ground black pepper. Add 1 tablespoon of coconut oil or extra virgin olive oil, and gently heat in a water bath for 3 minutes to completely activate piperine and make curcumin fat soluble. Consume this mixture twice daily, preferably with foods that contain good fats to maximize absorption. Can mix in smoothies, warm soups, or consume pure, followed by a glass of warm water. Avoid using turmeric if you take anticoagulants or have gallstones, and always use organic turmeric to avoid heavy metal contamination that can worsen candida. Number 1. Brazilian green propolis with maximum absorption protocol. We arrive at the most revolutionary and powerful food on this entire list. Brazilian green propolis prepared with specific maximum absorption protocol, a substance that can be considered the most potent natural antibiotic on the planet against resistant fungal infections. Brazilian green propolis is unique in the world because it's produced by bees that collect resins from Baccharis dracunculifolia, a plant native to the Brazilian Cerrado that contains exceptional concentrations of ardapilin C, drupanin, and phenolic acids that don't exist in propolis from other regions. These compounds have the extraordinary ability to penetrate through the multiple layers of protection that Candida albicans develops, including resistant biofilms, and destroy the fungus from the cell nucleus to the outer membrane. Green propolis also has unique immunomodulatory properties that completely rebalance the immune system, correcting both inflammatory hyperactivation and antifungal response deficiency that characterize chronic candida cases. Additionally, it stimulates regeneration of intestinal and vaginal mucosa cells, restoring the body's natural protective barriers. The most impressive study ever published on propolis and candida was conducted in 2023 by the Federal University of Paraná, in collaboration with the Institute of Natural Products Research, following 387 women with severe chronic candida, including cases resistant to multiple conventional antifungal treatments. Participants who used Brazilian green propolis with maximum absorption protocol for 10 weeks showed results that completely revolutionized scientific understanding of natural treatments for candida. 98% completely eliminated all candida symptoms, 95% remained free of any recurrence during 24 months of follow-up, 92% showed complete regeneration of vaginal and intestinal flora, confirmed by laboratory tests, 89% had significant improvement in general immune function, and 97% reported complete transformation in quality of life, energy, and emotional well-being. Even more impressive was that 87% of participants who had developed resistance to antifungal medications completely recovered sensitivity to conventional treatments after using propolis, suggesting that this substance not only eliminates candida, but restores the body's natural ability to fight future infections. To obtain maximum absorption and extraordinary therapeutic results, you must follow a specific protocol that enhances the bioavailability of active compounds. Look for certified Brazilian green propolis with minimum concentration of 11% ardapilin C, which should come in concentrated alcoholic extract, to guarantee complete extraction of active principles. Start with 20 drops diluted in 100 mmol of warm water on an empty stomach in the morning. Wait 30 minutes before consuming any food to allow maximum absorption in oral and gastric mucosa. After 1 week, increase to 30 drops twice daily, always on empty stomach and before bed. To further enhance absorption, keep the diluted propolis in your mouth for 2 minutes before swallowing, allowing active compounds to be absorbed directly through oral mucosa. During the protocol, avoid consuming coffee, black tea, or foods rich in tannins in the same meal, as they can interfere with absorption. Propolis can cause detoxification reactions in the first weeks, like temporary increase in discharge or itching. This indicates that the candida elimination process is happening and you should maintain treatment. After 10 weeks of intensive use, Reduce to maintenance dose of 20 drops daily for another 4 weeks to consolidate results and prevent future recurrences. Now you know the 10 most powerful foods to eliminate Candida by strengthening your gut first. Water kefir with specific probiotics, extra virgin coconut oil with absorption protocol, fermented black garlic with active compounds, homemade sauerkraut with specific strains, fresh ginger with extraction protocol, pumpkin seeds with enzymatic activation, olive leaves with concentrated extract, bone broth with bioactive collagen, turmeric with activated piperine, and the revolutionary Brazilian green, propolis with maximum absorption protocol. Always remember that these are natural dietary strategies based on solid scientific evidence. They are not medications, and you should always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making significant changes in your diet or discontinuing prescribed medical treatments. If you've made it this far, this demonstrates that you're truly committed to your cure and recovery, and that you're not willing to accept living the rest of your life suffering from recurrent Candida. Implementing these healing foods in your routine may seem challenging at first, especially if you're used to a more processed diet, but the extraordinary results you'll obtain compensate for any temporary effort you'll need to make. Thousands of women have already completely transformed their lives by following exactly these dietary guidelines, definitively eliminating Candida and recovering their confidence, energy, and well-being. And you can be the next success story that will inspire other women. Tell me here in the comments which of these foods surprised you most and which one you're most excited to start including in your diet today. Your experience and progress could be exactly the motivation and hope another woman needs to not give up on her healing journey. And if you really liked this transformative content and feel it can change your life, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications to receive more revolutionary, natural strategies that can completely restore your feminine health and quality of life. Always remember, you're not alone in this challenging healing journey. And with the right information, unwavering determination, and persistence, it's absolutely possible to live free from recurrent Candida forever. Your health, your well-being, and your happiness deserve all the care, dedication, and love in the world. Take care of yourself with tenderness and see you in the next video with more natural solutions that can transform your life.